Who generally cheats more? Is it men or women?
Men. I go both ways. We're better at hiding it up. Like, we're better at covering it up because, like, we're sneaky. Men cheat physically, women cheat emotionally. Men are just, like, dumb enough to get caught. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, men.
They're the weaker side.
Yeah. They don't go to therapy, and so all this pent up,
They have
to let it out.
Yeah, they have to let it out in cheating.
Men ain't.
Oh my God. Who cheats more, men or women? So what you saw was, again, another street interview from Izzy's Room podcast. We have millions and millions of views across all platforms. And the girls you just saw specifically said men. They said men ain't shit, da 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 da. Men need therapy. They cheat on women because of therapy. And that is absolutely so like crazy to me that someone would say, because they don't go to therapy, they cheat. And then end all say, men ain't shit at the end. Who cheats more between men and women can't just be broken down to say it's all one or all the other. And actually, in fact, because people like to bring up the myth or stereotype, etc., that, oh, men cheat, it's always men. Well, actually, in a very recent survey in the Archives of Sexual Behavior, they actually saw that 19% of women who they surveyed were found that they cheated and strayed outside their relationship. 23% of men said they did the same. So you have 23% versus 19%. That means men cheat more. But the amount of women that have cheated has skyrocketed up 5%. Men has gone up 4% since 2010. So yes, technically you could say men cheat more, but women are found to be cheating more at a higher rate. And on top of that, in the age group of 18 to 29, so we're saying like younger women, so younger, college age, etc., women are actually cheating more than men. And there's so many, guys, there's so many things that I could break this down to, right? There's so many things like having more options, going to, I don't know, fucking college. Like there's so many different things, so many different factors that go into it. Just to say men cheat because they don't go to therapy, that is absolutely crazy. And the craziest thing is women don't like guys who are all in their feelings. It's, dude, it is literally so apparent now more than ever. Women don't like men who are in their feelings. Women are like, you can confide in me, you can be comfortable, you can tell me anything you want to tell me. But if you end up being that guy who's sad all the time and you really lean on a girl, she's going to wear that burden and she's going to go find her solace somewhere else. I mean, it's proven time after time again. I'm not saying women don't want a guy who's completely void of all emotion, right? As opinionated as I am, I try to stay unbiased. Men do wrong, women do wrong. And that's the underlier of all this. Men and women both do wrong. Just because you've been cheated on by shitty guys doesn't mean all guys are shitty. No, not at all. That's not what that means. And the craziest thing about it is, the absolute craziest thing wasn't the fact that that's what they said, that it was men or women who cheat more or less. The craziest thing was that they brought up therapy was the number one reason. As if because guys don't go to therapy, that's why they're cheating. That is absolutely fucked to me. 74% of suicides, and if we really want to, how many suicides are male? Okay, there we go. Nearly 800,000 people die by suicide in the world each year. All right. It says roughly 80% of all suicide. 80% of all suicides in the United States actually are male. 80%, over 80%. And you really got to ask yourself why. There's so many different pressures on dudes in society. And it's a gift and a curse. It's not like men are just victims of everything. And I think men typically are a lot harder on themselves. I think women tend to live their lives a little more leisurely than guys do. I think guys live their life trying to carve out an empire. And that's why you see so many of these motivational speeches and talks and etc. tend to be men. Not saying women can't, but it's just how it is. I think men all throughout history, all throughout time, men have always paved the way, to create empires. And I think that's phenomenal. I think it's a gift and a curse. I myself am my hardest critic and I'm extremely OCD with everything I do. It has to be perfect. I think women are a lot more leisurely, but that's, besides the point, kind of in a way. I think men typically are a lot harder on themselves. And I think that's why, the amount of suicides, as you can see, 80%, absolutely wild, are male. So to say because people don't go to therapy, that's why they cheat more, is absolutely crazy. And then saying men ain't shit at the end, like you're like, you know, doing your little finger snap, like, you know, men ain't shit. That's fucked. That is absolutely fucked. She's probably been cheated on before, right? She had a bad experience. Just because you get cheated on doesn't all of a sudden mean that all guys are shit. Maybe you date the wrong dudes. Maybe you don't have the best taste. Maybe, you know, you don't want the good guys. You want the guys who make you chase a little bit or a little bit more void of emotion because they may have things going on or not want you. You're just a side piece. There's so many different variables. So to say like dudes don't go to therapy, that's why they cheat more, that is crazy to me, especially when you see women curve those guys all the time. Like, bro, all the time. They don't want a guy who grovels. They want a guy who's like, hey, babe, this is where we're going for dinner. This is what we're going to do. This is how I'm going to protect you, etc., 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 etc. So the top thing I would say is it's not adherently men. It's not adherently women. It's very, very 50-50. You can't say it's one or the other. And even if you break down the numbers, like 19% compared to 23, but then women's is on the rise, and women typically at a younger age are shown to cheat more than guys do. Typically when they have options, you know, when they go off to college and they're still in their youth years, etc. Like the numbers are not far off, 4%, but one is rising, you know, quicker than the other. So what does that tell you over time? We'll see. You know, that'll be an interesting trend 20, 30 years from now to go back on these numbers and see like if women start to catch up completely or even if they pass. And then the craziest thing of all is she goes on to say men are the weaker sex. Like, bro, that is crazy to me. She literally says men are the weaker sex. So self-assured. Men have paved empires, everything. Who's gone to war? Who protects empires? Who builds empires? The roads outside, the bridges, the buildings, trying to stay unbiased. But I'm going to say, when have I seen a female construction worker pouring cement, making the roads and infrastructure and etc.? Literally, that's like not a thing. Very rare. So to say men are the weaker sex, men are the ones fighting wars, men are the ones dying, men are the ones, like, how does that even make sense to you? I do enjoy hearing like the hot takes from people and people's opinions and etc. So I'm trying not to like shit on them. I just think that was a crazy answer to put out there. But I want to hear y'all's opinions. Let me know down below. If not, hit us up on Instagram at Izzy's Room Podcast. Really every platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Just got that blue badge of verification on Instagram today. So shout out to everybody on that platform. And yeah, let me know what y'all think of those numbers, my opinion, their opinion, whatever. Throw it out there. We'll catch y'all in another dating hot take. Peace out.